All right, so what we're looking at, for those who aren't even here yet, I have 2 rods out with bait on them. Hey, I got somebody in here. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Make sure that my Wi-Fi is not on. It is. We'll turn that off. Hey, 351 Cleveland, how you doing, my friend? Glad to have you in. Glad to have you in. Okay. Hey, Josie J, good to see you. Hey, Mr. Rogers, welcome in. Just got to get my stuff set up here real quick. Make sure my volume's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Make sure my volume's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. So the rod closest to the green one, that is just a bait rod, which is not out right now. The other 2 have bait on them. The left one is casted out to the left. It has a live pinfish on it. And the one to the right is a double rig, and it has a head piece and a other half of a croaker. That pinfish on the left is getting a little frisky out there. Of course, I said that last night, and then didn't reel the fish in, or didn't reel my rods in before I ended the live stream, and had a little bitty sail cat on there. I know, I always say never do that, and then I do it myself. So, do as I say, not as I do, crap like that. Appreciate you guys coming in. A little change of plans today. I was thinking about going out surf fishing this morning, and then Dark 30 woke up and I was like, no, I'm good. And the family had planned to go out to the sand pit, I don't know what, sand something. Sand pit, sand hill, sand. Anyway, so we went out there and went live for a little while. Managed to see a small flounder. If it were a rabbit, I would have jumped it, but it wasn't a rabbit. So I spooked it, and that was when I saw it move. I didn't even realize it was there. I was looking at the minnows and the hermit crabs. Man, they were a bunch of hermit crabs in one little area. Hermit crabs are awesome. I can't tell you how much I like hermit crabs. They're just adorable. And I picked one up, and something dropped in my hand, and it was a baby hermit crab, like a little bitty tiny shell. It was cute as could be. And it was walking around. It was tickling my fingers or my palm or whatever it is, my hand. So it's a very busy day today, as you might expect. This is normally, I mean, I don't know in Florida, but in most parts of the country, Labor Day is that last weekend to get out and harass the world with your boat prior to putting it up for the winter. And Sand Pile, that's what it's called. And over at Sand Pile, man, there were boats everywhere. It's like trying to find a parking space at Walmart on Black Friday. They are cute. They are just adorable. Another time I was out at the sand pit, and yeah, I keep forgetting why we call it Sand Pile. There we go. I pulled off a barnacle, and there was a tiny little black crab. I mean, it was like not much bigger than a fingernail clipping. The width of it. It was just cute as could be. I don't know what it was, other than it was shaped like a crab and was really tiny and black. And I learned something about blue crabs today that I did not know. They can burrow, and they can do it fast. I was chasing one, and just glanced somewhere else real quick to make sure I wasn't going to step into something or whatever. And I looked back, he'd gone. And he didn't move that fast. And watched the little kid later. He was chasing one, and I was watching him chase it and watching the crab, and then poof, it was gone. I mean, like, oh, Lord have mercy on my freaking soul. So, my bait bucket is over there now. It has come loose from its mooring. This is after I tried. This is how my day goes. The dock here has, I don't know, quarter-inch, half-inch, I don't know, spaces between the boards. Went to pick up my little bait net, and it just happened to fall perfectly in between the boards. Went to pick up something else. It fell perfectly between the boards. It was impressive. Truly impressive how well I messed that up. It doesn't have to be that fast. It is a beautiful place to visit. Thank you, Legendary Princess. Appreciate you coming in. It is an absolutely gorgeous night. So live pinfish on the left rod, and the right rod has a croaker cut into 2 pieces. It was not happy about it. But I've had my bait bucket come loose once before, and it made it to shore, so I don't really have to worry about that. I'm just waiting for it to make it to shore, and then I can go pick it back up. I do believe that pinfish has a 3-ounce weight on him. Of course, the weight's behind him, so he's between the rod and the weight, so he's not really moving the weight around, but he is letting the rod know that he's moving. And that's I think that's a medium power rod. It's kind of a lighter weight than the one on the right. It was funny because the little sailcat that I caught, the pinfish couldn't have fit in the sailcat's mouth. I don't know how the pinfish got off, but it did. And pulled the sailcat in, and he just, I mean, his mouth was bigger than his abilities. Kind of like me in grade school. Man, I could talk a good fight. I just couldn't put one up. I don't actually eat them. I would if I did, but I don't. Like the idea of going surf fishing was yes, I would definitely, keep whatever I caught. And I mean, if there was something worthwhile here, but mostly what I catch are hardheads, sailcats, and I caught some gar. Caught one sea trout that was not keeper size, and I've caught some white trouts, which those I could have kept, and a blue crab once on rod and reel. He was a big old blue crab. I had lots of plans for what I was going to do when I got here, and most of them went by the wayside. I was all pumped up, and then I kind of realized it was probably not going to happen, so I just kind of unpsyched myself, and then started to psych back up. It is a beautiful view. So you're kind of looking a little bit to the left. You're not straight on with the rods, obviously. But across there, that is the barrier island, which is not really an island. Well, I guess it is. It's connected to the Intracoastal by a bridge. So, yeah, I guess it is. And then it connects over to is it Gulf Shores or Orange Beach or whatever's right across there into Alabama. So you got a bunch of condos there, and straight ahead of me, which may not be visible on the screen. I could just look at my own video, couldn't I? That'd be, yeah. So you can't really see it, but over to the just straight ahead of me is Ono Island, which is actually in Alabama. So I mean, we are right on the line. The state line is between me and Ono Island, and then goes around Ono Island, and then back behind toward the barrier island there. And of course, if you want to fish in Alabama water, you got to have an Alabama license too, which is kind of frustrating because the easy way out to the Gulf by boat is actually around Ono Island and then under an underpass, or you can go out the way that we went today, which is the sandpit area. But the problem with the sand pile area, the problem with that is there is a very long no wake zone that starts not far to my left and goes for a while. It took us almost an hour to get back home from there, and it's not that far. When you're going 5 miles an hour, I guess you only go about 5 miles an hour. Yeah, this house is kind of funny. Ashley's parents bought it several years back, and the real estate agent referred to it as a teardown. And they were like, there's really nothing wrong with the house. Yes, it is from the probably 50s, and it's not a McMansion. There is a McMansion just to my left. Multi-million-dollar house kind of thing. But this was, it's one of those things that's like, there's no reason to tear it down to build something else if it's a perfectly good house. And it is a perfectly good house. And their dad comes out and he does a lot of maintenance on it, fixing the roof and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'll tell you the worst state that I've found for fishing licenses is Louisiana. If you want to fish from out of state in Louisiana, you're going to pay dearly. And it's funny because I don't remember if it's Florida or Alabama or maybe both, but they have the resident fee, the non-resident fee, and then the Louisiana resident fee, which is higher than the non-resident fee. I don't know if that's their way of going, you don't want us fishing in your area, we don't want you fishing in ours. I'll tell you, Alabama got the short end of the stick when it came to Gulf front real estate. They have a very small piece Mississippi got a lot. Florida, of course, the Panhandle, they got a ton. But Alabama's got like this little, boot heel kind of area. Scotty, you guys doing Sunday night bites tonight? Figured you probably would since it's Sunday night and stuff. But with the holiday weekend, I didn't know what you guys had planned. That's interesting. Device is active. Hey, Sydney. Yes, I do have a chat. He was doing a live pre-show and said he was grabbing something to eat and then he was going to get started. Ah, there you go. Thank you, Josie. Well, Cindy, so the problem this afternoon was I couldn't see chat because I knew I wasn't going to be at the phone. And I didn't know if I would have moderators in there and, if I was going to hit the live feed and get all the kids in there doing stupid stuff because, kids do stupid stuff. I think you've heard that somewhere before. So, yeah. Me. I'll take a look, see if I can see my bait bucket. It took a little walk on its own. God, I hate camp chairs. It hasn't quite made it. It's getting there. It came loose from my rope. I don't know how. But it did. See what I can feel on this left rod. Pinfish was really active earlier and seems to have settled down. Feels a little heavy to be just a pinfish. Nope, it's just a pinfish. He's not a small pinfish either. We'll get him back out there. Yeah, my bait bucket's got about, 15, 20 feet left before it makes it to shore. If I had my Crocs on, I'd just go out and get it, but I don't. But I do want to show you guys my new net. It's kind of situation specific. So the problem is I am 4 or 5 feet from the water. So this is the saltwater adjustable landing net from Ozark Trail. And you know, it's rubberized netting. But the big thing is that it extends. And that's at least, yeah. Yeah, good 8 foot. So I can actually reach down to the water now and pull up fish, because when I had the gar on, pretty much the net I had here, I had to crawl down on my knees and lay down even, so I could reach it down there. Don't know what we'll catch today. Usually I end up in this area, I'm going to catch catfish or gar, or I don't know. Caught a croaker last night on bait, live on, you know, cut pinfish. It's kind of surprising. Be careful extending the little thing that pops. Yeah, no, I it's not the strongest net out there, but it's hard to find a net that extends to a length that I needed. And sure, I'm pretty sure the answer to that is yes, that's what she said. But yeah, I saw like the Ego nets, I think, but they were $150. I'm gonna go see if I can catch my flow troll bucket. Looks like it's getting a little closer. It's one thing I love about these DJI Mic Minis. I don't know how far from the receiver, but I'm a good ways. And of course, the spot that I'm in is not a no-wake area. And it's just past the no-wake area, so you know, everybody gets past that. Kind of like when they come out of the school zone and they start, you know, hammer it to the floor. Ah, yep. Sunday Night Fights just went live. Let's see how close I am. Yeah, I'm still about 7 feet away from where it needs to be. And there is a ton of eelgrass up here at the edge. And there's a ton of it in the water, but hope y'all are watching those rods. I mean, I am, but it's a good 100 feet away at least. Come on, bucket. Ride that wave. Come on, you can ride it. Ride it in. Of course, it may be kind of stuck in no man's land where the water going out is going to push it just as much as the water coming in. So we have a half moon. I don't know if it's the waxing or waning. Actually, it should be going towards a full moon this time, because last month around the 8th or 9th was a full moon, so it should be headed back to full moon. Should just brought my rod out here and yeah, never said I was bright. Still about 3 feet away. But I am watching the rods, and I'm sure that my moderators are keeping chat clean and happy. Every time I think I can time the wave tells me I'm wrong. If I could time the wave, I could get it. But they're just so close together. I had a lanyard on the land, I could throw it. Get it. Oh well. Nope. It's not quite enough. Or I could just quit being a sissy and take my shoes off and go get it. There we go. I did end up getting my shoes a little wet, but oh well. There's my bucket. There we go. So now that my bait bucket is back, look at chat, and I'll put some, try to catch some more bait. Let's see. Doubles is a whole puncher. There you go. Josie, I have seen dolphins out here. I usually see some every trip. I've not seen any this trip. This is a short trip. One of my videos I actually did a short. I was sitting here watching one, and it came back to the back of the deck, and it was probably 5 feet away from me. Meteor shower is cool. No, I am in Pensacola. Welcome in, Creek Seeker. So I talked about Ono Island. That is Ono Island straight ahead. And then we've got kind of past Ono Island is going to be the state line of land. Floribama Yacht Club's out there somewhere, and it's on the line. And the Floribama Yacht Club, it's a restaurant. It's not a yacht club. But they have the best calamari I've ever had. Now, I'm not a calamari connoisseur. They cook it well, and not well done, just properly. They put, I believe it's a crawfish cornbread as the dress. They use that as the breading. They chop it up and use it as a breading. And I mean, tell you, that stuff is just awesome. But as far as being classic calamari, it's not, because it's got that crawfish dressing or casserole cornbread. There we go. That really makes it. So I've got a sabiki rig on. At the bottom, I've got several pieces of, or several 16th ounce jigs, because the smallest weight I have with me is a 2 ounce. And then those jigs, of course. Oh, did I really? No. There we go. Yes, I hooked it on my bucket on the way down. And these sabiki rigs don't get any love until I put a little piece of dead shrimp on them. And that piece of shrimp is gone already. I wish somebody made a sabiki rig that only had 3 hooks on it. Usually I'll cut these in half, but I didn't this time. 6 hooks is just too damn many. end up hooking yourself and everything else. And so, in case you were wondering where the beauty queen is, I hear her coming. I hear the queen a coming. She's crawling on the dock.
I brought you some appetizers.
Oh, you're my hero.
And the question is, for burgers, cheese options include Velveeta, Swiss, or none. I was
Swiss.
for
You're-
one, two.
Two.
I was guessing one of each.
Or one of each, yeah. I mean, if you want to do bait, you can. I just was assuming that you were trying to get back to the house.
I was just trying to let you eat some yummy stuff real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Because we got some yummy sausage.
Look at that. Sausage and pineapple.
So it's the Rouse's green onion sausage. That is so good. And then pineapple. Okay, so final vote?
One each.
One each? Okay. We are at the voting stage. So.
I love you.
Love you. Like, make sure you don't get much fun. I was trying to make sure you got some of the appetizers because that was it on there.
Actually,
And there's some sweet corn dip too. And the pineapple's good, huh? You don't want any more?
no, I'm good for now. I got burgers coming.
True. I'm gonna go piece of
You're welcome to. Thank you, Princess.
You're welcome.
And like that, we have a pinfish. Saddle. Or as Dieter would say, simmer, simmer, simmer. So he's about to experience life in the water. Well, not quite yet. I need to tie a better rig on this one first. Put him in the bucket for a second. That's my pompano stuff. There we go. It's a double rig. It's a double rig. Make up a single rig here real quick. Got my little Danco pliers. Love these things. told them how much I like their products and asked if, they had nobody on their pro staff, and they're like, we looked at your channel and yeah, no. We try to work with creators that, don't suck. They didn't say it in those words, but I've watched my channel. I get it. There we go. Come on, get in there. There you go. So to tie this, I just double at the bottom, make a surgeon's loop. That is going to be for my sinker. Up a little bit, make a triple surgeon's loop. What we'll do is just double over that triple surgeon's loop I did. Run it from the front to the back through the eye. And wrap it a few times. I pull it up, so it's basically just a cow hitch knot. Then on the other end, on my swivel. I mentioned that these little sabiki rigs get stuck on everything. They do. Just attach this new leader I built using a tri-lane knot. There's that. And I'll scavenge the pyramid sinker off of the old rig. Yeah, put the old rig in there so I can scavenge parts off it later. I didn't like the old style, the rig that I had on there, because it had an inline circle hook, like with just the tail going down to the weight. I like to have them sitting off a bit from the main line. Cow hitch knot, and my sinker is set. Grab our friendly neighborhood pinfish. Pinfish. Hook him kind of towards the back. Make sure we get that scale off of there. And he says, "I am feeling frisky, my brother." So that one has the rear drag on it as well. So it's set much lighter than the front drag. Get my other pinfish back in the water. Set my bait rig over here for a bit so I don't hook myself into it. Yeah, pinfish is like the bluegill of saltwater. They will peck on your baits left and right. And they have spiny dorsal fins. Let's see. The island straight ahead is Ono Island, O-N-O. Who's in Pensacola? Oh, Jay Fishing. Oh, Jay Fishing's out here? I did not know that. I knew Saving Grace was, and I want to hook up with Saving Grace at some point, but I knew that this was going to be a short weekend, so didn't think we'd have a lot of time, and I think that he said something about his wife being ill right now. Now, I only have a saltwater license for Florida. I don't know if Jay Fishing is a freshwater guy or what. And the fact of the matter is, while I would like to do some freshwater fishing in Florida, it would be further south, down closer to the Everglades, where they've got the Mayan cichlids and the Oscars and all that you could just, according to Creek Fishing Adventures, they just throw out anything and they'll smack it. Otherwise, I don't think that Florida really has any freshwater fish that I don't have in Tennessee. And there's something therapeutic about saltwater just the environment, not the water itself. It tastes kind of salty. Now, I don't know if it's just because I don't have the same allergens down here or what, but I sleep so much better here. Could also be that I don't have to worry about being at work the next day or, anything else being already planned. So I got this surf fishing cart, and I brought the balloon tires with it intentionally because I wanted to go surf fishing. And while I haven't gotten it out on the powdery sand, I have run it across a little bit of sand out here, and which is still the same sand, just not as wide and as deep and all that. And it rolls over it good. I've been very happy with it. I mean, I expected to be very happy with it. I was disappointed there was a beach cart for sale down here for like 150, but I was too late to get it. So I'd like to have a cart for here and one for back home, because dragging it back and forth is kind of just takes up a lot of room. Doesn't fold down or anything. But I think I'm going to leave the beach wheels here because I don't need them back home at all. Hey, bullfrogs, welcome in. Welcome in. Grandpa Dubs, I'm sure I said hi to you, but if I didn't, I sure meant to. Oh, yeah, he was the first one in here, I think. Nope, that was 351 Cleveland. Okay, anyway. Hello, welcome in. Got 10 of you in here. Let me switch to all messages and see if I've had any trolls. Colin Campin, how are you doing? Hey, old effer, you can use it. No, I do not use the clinch knot, Mark. And the reason being, the bottom here is going to be mostly sand, eelgrass, that kind of stuff. I think I've lost 2 rigs here so far total in 4 or 5 times I've been out here. Well, 4 or 5 trips to Pensacola. Just usually don't get hung up. And for my catfish rigs, absolutely, I try to use a lesser knot on the bottom, but I use a surgeon's loop knot so that I can run it through the eye of the pyramid sinker and create a cow hitch, take it off, change it if I want to. Mark, you're not a very good troll. I'm talking about the weird ones. Oh, okay. Thread fins. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed the conversation earlier. I really need to scroll up a lot more. I've missed some stuff. Dubs. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Fat Cat. Appreciate you being in here. Hey, Grumpy Vet. Good to see you, my friend. Just hanging out here down in Pensacola, waiting for the giant. Now, talk about how I usually only catch little stuff here. But I've had one rod that literally, it was sitting over in a rod deck chair that was backwards, right next to me. And before, oh, there's a dolphin. Before I could react, it had already gone over the water or into the water. Oh, God, I hate this chair. Okay. Work with me here. Let me elevate my position in life. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in some so that if I see our friend, the dolphin, come back up. This jet ski is gonna run right over where it was though, which means it may not pop back up for a while. cannot tell you how much I do not want to hook a dolphin. Anyway, that was one of them. I lost that rig. That was the last rig I was going to lose here. Had one that went all the way to the right, broke off on the neighbor's dock. I couldn't turn it. And had one that went straight out. I couldn't turn it. Oh, there's the dolphin right there. Unfortunately, that's also where my baits are. Just keep going, buddy. You don't want that croaker. Oh, there he is. Me. Why am I not seeing him? Scroll out a little, zoom out a little bit. There we go. There may be two of them out here. So there you go, Josie. Yeah, it looks like he's heading away. He, she, I don't know. How dare I assume it's pronoun? My bad. Something just kind of jumped over there. I think it was just a little fish, though. Okay, well, that was our fun for the day. Not sure where our friend the dolphin went off to, but he said he was here to say hi to Josie, and he did, and he was done. There's the 3 rods. Can't quite see the tips. Sure, there's a joke to be had there somewhere. Raising this up. Let's see if that helps any. Yeah, now you can see pretty much the tips. But yeah, the dolphins are just, they're so beautiful. Now, Josie, you're not old enough to remember this because you weren't born yet, but Flipper was a television show when I was a kid. And it was based in Florida somewhere, probably closer to the Keys. I don't really remember where, though. It's Bud and his brother Mark, maybe? Anyway, their dad was a conservation officer, and they had a pet dolphin. It was a wild dolphin, but they had a, he was over there just a minute ago. Slime surface again. He's kind of far out, though. Anyway, they had this little caller that they could use to call him. And, you know, throw him fish and that kind of stuff. And they'd grab a hold of his dorsal fin and he'd drag him around and stuff. It was, yeah, it's really cool. You know, none of the it's stealing your bait or biting the fish that you're trying to reel in kind of stuff. Ashley is texting me. Or maybe she's telling me to come get them. I guess in theory I could do if I weren't lazy. But as we all know, I am lazy. So, y'all keep an eye on my rods. Go ahead and cut off this mic. Y'all can hear what's going on at the water. I'm headed. Some downside. My microphone decided to drop down. Halfway down my shirt. I'm coming. There we go. Well, now it's just sitting there being happy. Believe it was the right rear rod. Yep, it was. And it has moved from where I originally had it. So far, it's not very big. I mentioned I love circle hooks. And it's a sail cap. Hammer sunshine. That was almost bad. Almost knocked my microphone off. There we go. I want you to look at this fish. Look at that. Come on. You can't, the pinfish won't come out of its mouth because it's wedged in there with those sharp pointed dorsal fins. Y'all saw that pinfish when I put on there. I'm not sure how it's going to get down. This is a gaff top sail cat. These they do have spines on them, just like blue cats and channel cats. They have these very long flowing fins. Very beautiful. He's probably pound and a half. So we'll let him go. I hope he doesn't choke on that pinfish. If I tried to pull the pinfish back out, it wasn't coming out. Y'all did a good job keeping an eye on things. Yeah, I got up to come out here and there you go. Oh, you got something. Head up, finish my dinner. So got two out. The right rod has on a live pinfish. I'm sorry, left rod has a live pinfish, and it's casted out to the left. And the right rod has two baits on it. It's a croaker that was cut in half, so it's got the headpiece and tailpiece. So y'all keep an eye on stuff. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, folks, I am headed back down to the dock. And a couple of amazing cheeseburgers. And I'm hoping that the lovely and talented Ashley will be coming down with me here in a bit. If not, you're stuck with me. Ooh. So again, we got baits out. The left rod is a live pinfish. The right rod has two baits that are both croakers. Or parts of a croaker, I should say. Apologize for being gone. I appreciate everybody sticking around. Okay. So I'll go ahead and pull in the, yeah, you know what, let me try catching one. Let's see how to pull in the one I've got hanging out there, but he's a little larger than I'd like to be using. See if I can find something a little bit smaller going in here. Here's my bait rod. It's got a sabiki rig on it. And I lost one of the droppers in one of the pinfish that I caught. Couldn't get it out of his mouth. Just sticking a piece of dead shrimp on here. I'll go ahead and turn on the bait light or the underdock light or whatever the correct term is. Oh, goody. Sticky rig got all tangled up. Try it again. Usually doesn't take long to get a pinfish. May have been something come through and predator that ran them off. Could be the light that it turned on. Could be absolutely none of the above. Just dropping the bait, the sabiki rig down next to the dock pilings. Not even a hit. Go ahead and set the bait rod down. Pull my pinfish out of the bait bucket. Come there, buddy. Lay your fins down. There you go. It's a little bigger than I would like, but that's what that sail cut chopped on earlier. It's clearly not too big. Okay. He managed to flip around just the right way and get himself wrapped up. Okay, got him unwrapped. I think I hear the beautiful Ashley headed this direction. Okay, there we go. Hey, Fat Cat, welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. We are sitting here having the time of our lives, sitting in Pensacola, Florida, right near the Alabama line. And got live pinfish on the left rod and on the right rear rod. It's the one that's got just yellow at the tip. The one that's got green and yellow at the tip That one has 2 pieces of croaker, and that was an interesting little hill in the pinfish I put out. Now, so the pinfish is gonna, move around, be a little unhappy where he's ended up in his life right now. Apparently, he made bad choices, so he'll move around. That the one with the green and yellow on the tip, that one is not a live bait, so any movement on it's a good thing. It is humid out here. So the way that bait is on there is you've got the swivel going down to the hook, and then the bottom of it is the pyramid sinker. So the bait is between the hook and the weight and the rod. So he can move the rod tip a decent amount. I'm dragging that 4-ounce pyramid sinker, not so much. Now, earlier in the live stream, I did catch a sailcat, about 1.5 pounds, and also did see a dolphin. So that's nice. I think that's every trip now I've seen a dolphin. It's a nice streak to have. We're headed back in the morning, back home. Didn't do as much fishing as I had sort of planned to do, but not sure I ever do. Breeze would be nice. Okay, so you guys can see all 3 rods. That's good. It's kind of hoping we'd get more people in here. Taking a dinner break didn't help things. Of course, the view isn't nearly as nice at night. But the rods are lit up well, and that's a good thing. Just can't see all the beautiful water and stuff out there. Now, what's going to be fun is if these people don't know where they're going, they'll end up on a sandbar. There's a channel that is well marked, but a few times a year, somebody beaches their boat on the sandbar. They thought they'd take a shortcut. It used to be an island, but it's worn down enough that it's just a sandbar now. That's a pretty good amount of pulling for a little pinfish. Maybe that means there's somebody near him that wants to take him out to dinner. It is gorgeous down here. I love coming down here. I had never fished in saltwater till I met Ashley. Hadn't been to the beach since I was a kid, though, so there's that. It's different than I thought it would be. I thought it was, everything was deep sea fishing, and that, that not far from shore that the water just, dropped off deep. And that's not the case. You have to go, in some cases, a few miles out to get, more than 100 feet of water. Very gentle slope that goes down. And Ashley is such an amazing woman. She walked through the graduation line earlier this summer, but she had one more course that she had to complete for her master's, and she just got that finished. And so now she is officially a master's of whatever it is that she does for a living. And could not be prouder of her. She put in so much work. She had so much going on this summer. She had that. She had a 50K marathon. Well, more than a marathon. She's got another 50K coming up in, I think, November. And then every other weekend, sometimes every weekend, she's got some kind of smaller race. And she has been improving her times tremendously. She used to do it more as just a social event. But she's put a lot of work into her training. She's lost weight. She's done just some amazing things. She had a fitness competition last month. Actually, I guess it was the beginning of this month. Anyway, she did just amazing in that. She has done the work. I'm so impressed with her. Hey, we'll call you LX because I'm not sure how to explain Kasosi. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Just kind of sitting here running my mouth. We got 3 baits out. Well, 4 baits, 3 rods. Left rod is a live pinfish. The front right, or the rear right rod, I should say, the yellow tip one, is a live pinfish, and the other one is a cut croaker on 2 different hooks. I'm trying not to have too much bait. I tend to do that. I come out here and I'll catch a bunch of bait and then end up, releasing it all when I leave. And right now I don't have anything in the bait bucket. Everything's out. I wanted to go surf fishing, but couldn't find the time/motivation. So I wanted to get out early, and I just didn't. Hope everybody's having an amazing evening. Did a live earlier from the sand pile. It's kind of like Party Cove. Everybody goes out there with their boat and hangs out with their family and swims and whatever. And I found this one little, wasn't even a cove, it was just a little bitty spot that was loaded with hermit crabs. Probably saw like 20 of them right there. Some of them were on land, some of them were in the water. Picked up one. I'll be right back, folks.